Hello and greetings, everybody, from Lake Buena Vista, Florida, where we're using technology as dated as the park we're in at EPCOT for the International Festival of Holidays with Jeremiah. Jeremiah, what's going on?
I'm older than the park that we are in, so I'm very much as dated. Not much. How about you, Tony?
I'm okay. We just like our little techno snafus over here. So,
That's pretty much me right now. I'm a techno snafu.
so we've already seen a lot of EPCOT during the holidays. What brings us to EPCOT today?
We're checking out EPCOT during the holidays.
Okay.
So we're starting in the middle of the park, so we're going to go as weirdly as possible.
Beautiful. Last time we ended on the tree, and I thought it was fun that this time we started on the tree. So that
Yes,
was
I
appropriate.
didn't move actually. I just stayed right there since, what was that, a week and a half or so ago? Uh,
uh the day after Thanksgiving. So yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah, no, we're walking around.
A smartphone from 1982. Yeah, it's Smart One.
Yes, actually, that's the name of my phone, so it works out very well.
We are live.
Wow.
If you have comments or questions or jokes like that, feel free to throw them in the comments.
Yeah, so no, we were just out here at EPCOT enjoying the day and decided, hey, let's walk around the park. Um, and we have a nice article up about some construction on Test Track that was definitely new to me. And it's, like I said, it's probably been about a week since I've been here. So they really put this together pretty quickly.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. And as I was walking towards the Odyssey, I did see two construction workers up on the track for Test Track. The outside track, I should say. I don't have the X-ray vision. Plus, I'm guessing there's probably some lead in there. It was built in, 1982, so probably some lead paint. But they are working. I mean, now that we know that it is supposed to open late next year, the
Late
timeline?
summer, I think is what it said.
Yeah. Well, summer now runs, till December
May
31st.
through September, end of September, I think is what they do now. Basically, before the Halloween parties officially start is when summer is.
So you can see some guys back there on a scissor lift, and there's some further back working on. It looks like the run out. Nope, that would be too close. So they're just doing a lot of work, and you can't hear it, but there's definitely some sawing going on. So, I see what they're doing. Again, we need to be able to zoom. In the further section, you can kind of see a crane moving, and it looks like they're moving set pieces or something inside the building, because that is where the building was cut open for all the changes going on. And in the foreground, the gentleman on the lift looks like they're just talking, just hanging out.
Do you see any vintage vehicles or perhaps a dragon staring into a spyglass or any other World of Motion accoutrement that might be returning?
I'm pretty sure that dragon staring at the spyglass that I last saw in the early 2000s sitting in a parking lot in Anaheim. No, that would have been the early 2010s, because early 2000s he was staring at a giant building that had steps in time in it.
I also feel like a lot of the World of Motion stuff, I don't know about that, was also in the extended queue for the backstage studio tour at Hollywood Studios.
They moved a lot of the animatronics over to Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland. The pirates, when you go into the battle with the ship, the pirates that would pop up were actually some of the old animatronics that were used here. And then, like I said, in 2001 in DCA, in the Hollywood backlot pictures, closest to the Hyperion, they actually had the dragon head hidden behind the backdrop that was there. This is what we were referring to earlier. They've built this new canopy that definitely will be hurricane safe, just by judging how heavy those pillars look like.
I'll also add that definitely looks like the concept art that was released of the 2 images of the attraction we got.
Just gotta get the monorail. It's contractual.
What's today? Thursday?
I was wondering that myself until about a half hour ago.
It's not Monorail Monday, is what I was getting at. But
what you can't really see, and I know in some of the pictures that I took earlier, along the base of the track, there are a lot of weld marks, which I don't know what those signify or what they're doing, but it is interesting that this is the actual outside loop.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath here, where essentially the slot in the slot car would be, there are weld marks. So maybe we're getting not just new theming, but hopefully an upgrade to the system that hasn't worked since '96 that well.
Kyle and Doobie have been playing with AI limericks. I'm assuming this is another one. Up on the show building engineer, I will miss the opening date, I fear. Update the test track to 3.0. Won't be sponsored by Chevy no mo. It is reverting back to General Motors, just to put in the bill, who is the parent of Chevrolet. So,
yes, General Motors and Ford got together and never mind. But as one of the things about the article that we posted earlier, the construction wall out front that we'll walk over towards still does say Chevrolet, which to all of us was a bit of a wait, what? But
this could be the end of their contract. We don't know. Let's look at that fine print. Are they still selling the cars out there?
Yes. Lots of hammering, which I don't understand hammering on steel ever, but hey. Wouldn't it be interesting if by the time I made it back over here? Nope, still presented by Chevrolet, coming soon.
This is the first time in a while, though, I will say, I've seen construction actively occurring in the parks. Like, usually you see it set up, but it's after hours or when guests aren't necessarily around.
Yes.
So it's surprising
the
to me.
only thing that I've really seen go active, Tiana's was an active construction site, but right now the Polynesian Tower has been pretty much 24/7 work. I've driven by late at night, and then the next day I drive by and they've installed the parking gates and a name wall, which I'm guessing if I drove by there today, there would be a name on that name wall. Over there is Guardians of the Galaxy. We don't talk about what's over there.
Hey, speaking of Tiana's and Guardians of the Galaxy, California's Tiana's Bayou Adventure went less than 30 days before they dropped their virtual queue offering as a necessity to ride the ride. And yet, one of the most efficient ride systems I've seen in the last decade, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, still employs virtual queue almost 3 years later.
Well, now it'll keep it until Test Track reopens, no matter what. But yeah, we were having that discussion of why would they do that, and I'm guessing guest dissatisfier is low on the list, but able to make more money would be higher on the list.
Gotta use that lightning lane.
We're walking into Club Cool. Don't worry, the smell is still the same. Anybody that worries about Club Cool not smelling the same. But things that have changed. Let Let me see.
not the flavors.
What's your favorite Club Cool flavor, Tony?
One of the Fantas. I feel like it's either a pineapple or a watermelon.
Watermelon, the Royal.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the Minute Maid Joy that tastes kind of happily. I'm not going to be trying anything today because I'm just too many people in here as it is. But I did want to show off.
The cooler?
It's this is totally recyclable. Won't sit in landfills very long. You know how that goes. So yes, those are the plastic Coca-Cola.
Is it? Show me the bottom. Show me the bottom.
I don't. It is recyclable. And I need light so I can.
Well, have Disney find whatever they're using for those cups and make them with the straws.
Well, it has recycling. It has the recycling symbol in there. I've actually gone a whole almost 12 minutes without mentioning this, but I did just get off the Treasure this morning, and they have newer straws, and I don't remember what it is, but they are very thick, and they almost add a candy taste to it.
Oh, there's probably those candy straws.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. That's a legit thing. I usually, when I'm at the parks, I'll go to Joffrey's and I'll grab a handful of their straws.
Yeah, those are the agave ones, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Those are good. And I like those. The candy ones didn't decompose as quickly as the Joffrey ones, but it still... wait. The candy ones didn't decompose as quickly as the paper ones do. But they were nice, just very thick, and for some reason, very difficult to get out of their wrapper papers, because I don't think that was just paper.
Thank you for clarifying, because I was a little confused. I'm like, I've never had a Joffrey's one dissolve.
So we're going to just walk by and take a look at the future home of the Spaceship Earth Lounge.
Now, it's really cool that they're
8 people.
They're debuting that lounge alongside Spaceship Earth, Our Shared Story. When is that ready?
Tony.
I know. Sorry. That was there was 3 highlights to everything they announced coming to EPCOT those many years ago, and of course it was the one that didn't happen. So
I don't know that. What we know about that is, I'm sure, very different than what it was going to finally end up. But I didn't like the idea of just you're following a light band through telling the story. Okay, sure. As long as they never change Project Tomorrow, that's that in the ending where I get to choose due to some technology that they happen to know about, and I can look
from
at
an
my
unnamed
head with,
company.
Yeah, with a random piece of the photo on there. But yes, I was on the Treasure for a few days, and thanks to you and the rest of the team, we have so many articles up about the Treasure. I don't think there's a single part of the Treasure we didn't cover. Oh, I take that back. I never made it.
Well, I'm
the first
confused.
aid.
How, and I'm speaking as a viewer, not as me, how did you get on the Treasure if the maiden voyage is December 21st?
Well, the maiden voyage is December 21st, but there have also been preview cruises that actually guests can purchase, and there have been cast previews, but I happen to be part of the invited media to cover this, which also means we got some inside intel and looks at the story of Moana, which is just probably, in my opinion, the best stage show that Disney has ever put on in the parks, resorts, cruise lines. Just absolutely amazing.
That's big talk, because I'm pretty sure you've also seen Mickey's Detective School. So, I have a question. Of all the things I was about to say, was that what you were expecting?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. Ones that rank up there for me, Spirit of Pocahontas, the Festival of Lion King was just absolutely amazing. But then you can go into some of the character stage shows that they used to have at Disneyland. Those were
Like
always
Mickey's
fun.
Detective School.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, just the voices, the Moana, as I learned later, is actually from Broadway. And, at stage shows, if you like them, you always want to stand up and give a standing ovation at the end. She was on the level where every time she would sing one of her songs, I wanted to stand up and give a standing ovation. But in order to see that show, you do have to exclusively book on the Disney Treasure.
Yes.
And the best way to do that, we always recommend here at Laughing Place, the MEI Travel or Mouse Fan Travel. They are one and the same, just one sounds more Disney. They are our always recommended partner. They do a great job. You don't have to worry about anything. If you want that Palo or Enchanté reservation, they'll take care of
Palo on the other ships. I don't believe it's Palo on the Treasure of the Wish or the upcoming Destiny, right?
No, it's Palo. They have two. They have Palo and Enchanté.
I thought it was Palo Steakhouse.
Oh, jeez. Yes, Palo Steakhouse. Look, recycling. But yes, they take care of all of that. The ship so I'm going to definitely write an article coming up about comparing apples to apples, because the Wish and the Treasure are the exact same ship in design. But when it comes to execution and just detail, the Treasure is leaps and bounds. And this wasn't just hey, I really liked it. I would say every single person I talked to, whether they liked the Wish or didn't like the Wish, said that the Treasure is probably the new shining star of the Disney Cruise Line fleet.
I feel like that's always with the newest one, but yes.
What's not with the Wish?
I have other friends who were also on the same cruise, and I saw some of their stuff, and the general consensus is also they just want to go back to the Coco restaurant.
The Coco restaurant is beautiful. We do have that full show, or we're having that full show. I don't know if it's done yet.
I don't know, and I won't look up my spreadsheet because every time I open up the spreadsheet with StreamYard open, everything decides to crash. So
yes, we do have. So there are 2 nights because the Disney Treasure is doing 7-day sailings. So you'll have to repeat. Have to. Plaza de Coco, Worlds of Marvel, and 1923. The fun thing is 1923, which is mostly just their basic, it has a theme of animation and computer animation in there, but there's a Walt side and a Roy side. So I believe that hang on, monorail time. Let's stare at the sun for a little bit, like being in the presence of Barbra Streisand.
I'm also hearing the best part of that show behind you.
I can just hear it. So there are 2 different shows for World of Marvel and Plaza de Coco. And the first show for Plaza de Coco, which I did not get a chance to see, is about the family. This is set 3 years after the film, where the family and everybody has, accepted the music. That's about all I know about the first night. And the second night is celebrating Dia de los Muertos. And you can only guess what happens then. And if you want to see what happens, if you don't have a plan to go to Plaza de Coco, or if you're like many people who just want to watch stuff on TV and YouTube without really any future reference for attractions, please go over and watch it. It's a good video.
It's a good video. Sorry.
I shouldn't
Kyle
say
coming
that.
through and telling us a while ago that his little rhyme was not AI. But again, we are live. If you're tuning in and have questions or comments, feel free to say something. How are the smells doing? They working today?
I was about to head right over it. Check out these smells. Cincy has created some giant ornaments that include smells. The clove and cinnamon one here smells like clove and cinnamon. The ginger cookie crunch. Yep.
I love how each one has somebody taking a picture in front of the smelling experience.
Yes.
I understand that there is stuff in the ornaments, but it's just funny to me.
Yeah. And don't worry, the lights are not, giving people seizures here. It's just due to the actual camera. Frosted cedar. Smells kind of like frosted cedar. I'm just gonna walk by this one, the maple apple bourbon, because last time I
remember last time you got sick. Yep.
Yep. Oh, there it is.
Now, how are the crowds today? It is a Thursday afternoon as we approach the peak season, but it's not quite the peak season technically yet.
Technically is the only part of that.
Yeah.
Because it is definitely busy. I was very surprised when I came in how busy World Showcase was. And usually when World Showcase is busy, the celebration neighborhoods are not as busy. Nope, this entire park is busy.
I'm a peasant and I have not the top tier pass, but the second one down, nor do I have a pass with identical numbers somewhere on it. But that means I'm blocked out after Sunday. So I feel like a lot of people also might be coming now while they can.
I know how that feels, and it's a lot of people will become, honestly, a ton of families. So a vacation either started early or they're just like, hey, we're going to get the kids out and try to do this. I will also say that throughout my time here, there have been at least 3 family meltdowns within earshot of me, which, that's
it is crowded because that's usually more than 2.
Yeah.
I was going to ask a follow-up to that, and I completely lost it. Oh, well.
That's okay. I've lost it many times over the past.
Oh, there it is. How long have you been at EPCOT so far today?
I believe I got in here sometime around 10:30, 11, because it was about 10:45 because we rope dropped the Disney Vacation
Imaginatrium.
Thank you. Yeah,
yep.
I took the pictures. I didn't read because as part of the current media event, we're checking out some other aspects of the parks and resorts. So that was my first time going up there after the construction, and I will tell you, they changed out chairs and made it look pretty.
But the rainbow tunnel, how's that doing?
We went with somebody who had never been up there before, so I was pointing things out that there is a wall, and I believe I have a pretty prominent picture of it right behind the reception desk. That is, if you walk up and knock on it, you can hear that there isn't much behind it, because that is the former home of the Rainbow Tunnel. If the stories are all true that we know, the Rainbow Tunnel was built into this structure and cannot be removed, so it's just sitting back there collecting dust.
That echoes what I've heard. So yeah. I was going to say, I don't encourage urban exploration in the parks, but
you definitely can't get into that one unless you're walking right. Never mind. Yeah. The Canadian holiday Voyageurs. You can tell how popular. They're 3 or 4 deep around here, so it's a busier day.
They're definitely stopping traffic too. Now you said we regarding you being there today. Who else is with you?
Currently, absolutely nobody.
Okay.
Who was with me was our CEO and our contributor for all things movies, television reviews, Alex, but they got smart and ditched me, and now I'm just kind of wandering doing this.
And now you deal with me.
Yeah. No, I will definitely say that I'm exhausted. Um, and that is one of those things that you think, oh, this will be lots of fun going on a cruise and covering it all. Until you go on a cruise and cover it all. And if you look at our coverage, you can literally see, like I said earlier, we covered it all. Let's see if I can make it through here without. Oh, it's a fun hoodie.
When was the last time you did the DuckTales?
Yes, woe is me.
When was the last time you did the DuckTales World Showcase Adventure?
I haven't done it probably in a year or so.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to try to walk through here, but...
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people checking up on their last name and family crest, it looks like. Hey, what's up, man?
That
looked like Laughing Place's own Mike Mack at first, but I know that wasn't him because he's getting on the treasure himself right now.
Yeah.
So.
He's probably sailing away right now. But yeah, it's the park, like I said, it's busy. There isn't everybody's here. No, everybody is everywhere.
When was the last time you had fish and chips? From there.
I ate it from outside. It's been a while. From inside Rose and Crown, I was there probably about a month and a half or so ago.
Okay.
The outside one, I don't usually get because it's either too hot for some nice greasy fish and chips, or it's too heavy for some nice greasy fish and chips.
I distinctly remember the only time I've ever eaten inside was in like 2007, but I'll always go to the cart, so we're kind of opposite.
Yeah. Well, Rose and Crown for me isn't. Usually when I'm eating at Rose and Crown, it's because it's the least expensive option for the dinner package.
That's fair.
Yeah. Beer Garden used to be my go-to for that, and most of the time I think Beer Garden books are early because that is the least expensive option if you want to do a dining package for.
Well, is it true that menu is mostly sauerkraut?
No, but you walk in, you can smell the sauerkraut. And I'm not a sauerkraut fan at all, but they do have some amazing other options. Where's your favorite place to eat in Epcot, Tony?
The Coral Reef.
You like to eat fish while teasing them, going, this could be you.
And I have pictures of them staring at me while I do it, so that's fun. And then I would also follow that up with Garden Grill.
Garden Grill is always a good go-to. It's very safe. I miss the pre-pandemic menu of it.
Yeah.
Whereas a little bit, I don't want to say freer, but they didn't just bring you the one
platter. Yeah.
And I was just a stupid human and did not throw my cup in the recycling bin.
See, and I was going to say that earlier. I was going to say, how many people actually put that in the recycle bin, though?
Yeah.
So, thank you for backing up that thought I had.
Well, that's one of the fun things about the cruise is they have so many different trash can options. They have paper, food, plastic, and I don't remember what the fourth one was.
Now, if you were asking me World Showcase restaurants, I know you said Epcot, but World Showcase specifically, I'd say I like to eat at Monsieur Paul like 3 times a month. That's my favorite.
I've been in Monsieur Paul to do a media event and to go up to the restroom up there. When I don't remember what, I think the media event may have been for the 50th, or no, it was probably for the 30th of Epcot. And they had stuff going on up there, so we actually got to go up It was. It was actually for the announcement and the details of Harmonious.
Ah,
So, yeah. Which
I
I was
was
looking at
thinking
my
about doing
time
a
clock.
countdown of some of the most forgotten shows of the last decade, and that would probably be in the top 3.
Oh yeah, I was having a discussion with somebody about Harmonious. I think my time hop from 2 years ago today was the plaques that they had around the World Showcase Lagoon that showed Harmonious at night, and then the beautiful fountains of Harmonious during the day.
The ones they never got quite right.
I still stand by. If they were to do Harmonious with the barges set up right now for Luminous, I think that there would be a different feel of it, because the music for Harmonious was beautiful.
Yeah.
Just this execution was a bit off.
I'm also curious if they got the fountain to look like it did in that art, if it would still be there.
Yeah. Well, I think that both those are secondary to the just the overall. Hey, look, there are tacos in the water, and I was one that defended it. It was something, but
if that fountain worked properly as it showed in the art, it would have covered them up.
Yeah, it would have helped during the day. We will never know, sadly.
And all it took was just a different diffractor in the nozzle to make the water make more white noise in the water, like visual white noise. But alas, what do I know?
That statement was as confusing as possible.
So
I understand what you meant, but the a change in the nozzle can make white noise of water. And I was like,
visually.
Yes,
that's have you ever seen the Michael Keaton movie White Noise?
No.
Okay, it came out when I was in college, so that's like 2005. Maybe 04. No, it had to be in 05. Anyway, and one thing I noticed real fast was how much visual white noise was in there, and I thought it was very clever in the production design. And I always think of that about water now, is how you can make it look like visual white noise. Anyway, moving on.
Yep, we're gonna walk up towards America. Probably stop right around there. The barges for Luminous are out. I will also tell you that due to our cold weather right now, if you haven't picked up on the fact that it's absolutely below freezing, but if you look at some of the people
by Florida standards,
yeah, there were people with like 3 layers.
We had a storm yesterday. The temperature quite literally plummeted after the storm. Like if you went outside when the storm started, it was warm. It was probably in the high 70s. And if you went out after the storm ended, it was in the mid 40s. Right now, my thermometer is saying 63. I would guess lower than that, quite frankly. And I know it's supposed to get cold again this evening, but then the temperatures will come up again. So for Florida, it's very cold right now.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say below freezing by any means.
No, and that was one of the things when I was trying to pack. When I left, it was warmer. On the cruise, it was nice. When I got back, if I were to stay out after the sun goes down, I would definitely need at least a lightweight jacket, if not something a little bit heavier. Right now, jeans
and somebody playing the Kenny Chesney song of the same name.
I'll find you.
Wow. Okay,
when
Tony.
The sun goes down. Sorry.
Yep, you're out on that one.
Well, are you ready to check in for that dining for the first show? At what? The first one's at 6 or 7, right?
No, it's
6 something.
5:30, I believe.
Wow.
Yes, this is for
almost 2 hours out. People
Academy
are lined
Award
up
winning
for
Brendan Fraser.
That explains it. But they have dining. I guess you still have to pick your seat. You just get in.
Yeah, and that's
okay. So I'm gonna amend your America. We're gonna go to Italy because I want to see how big the standby line is for Brendan Fraser, and then we'll end up.
I'm only walking Italy. I'm not going to Germany or around. What I was starting to say also is the Equatorial Africa shops are selling the Luminous sweatshirts.
Yes. Did you ever
which
get
I
that
hadn't
one?
seen. Yes, I
Okay.
finally got it. As
Yeah.
opposed to my Wicked sweatshirt, I have the Luminous.
You know where else I've seen that Luminous sweatshirt being sold is actually right to your right. There's that little cart. Yeah.
That's where it's been mostly.
Yeah.
And it's just usually been 2 or 3. I've not even
Yeah.
seen this. This is a bit ridiculous. Oh, it's Disney overall, so head over to the Disney store and you can get this.
Basically. Yeah, that cart right there is where I had seen the Luminous ones.
Yeah, that right now they also have the I'll walk over so I don't just
They also
completely
sold
distract.
all that Regal Eagle merchandise for that week they had it.
Yes, the U.S. Armed Forces, the
Oh,
Honor
yes.
merch.
Is somebody pushing you out of the way with a cart?
Yes. Oh, somebody I haven't seen in forever just tapped me on the shoulder, of course. It's things that happen. So yeah, it's interesting to see how quickly they roll out all of the different cool weather merchandise that I don't know where they hide some of it, but it's amazing to turn around and it's like, okay, it's 70 degrees, and then the next day it's 40, and there are more sweatshirts than there are guests, which is a good thing. But can you see the moon in this shot?
Yeah, kind of.
It's a nice look. Oh yeah, I don't even see the end of this line.
And this is, of course, for the 5:30 candlelight processional in a little under 2 hours. But if it's Brendan Fraser, that makes a lot more sense.
Yes, which
I know later this weekend it's Gary Sinise.
and NPH is coming. Yeah, there are a lot of the bigger names are definitely hitting right now, and there's a full switchback out on that. Yep,
So you're gonna go get in line for Brendan Fraser?
I believe I saw him last year, and he was very good.
How many people try bringing a cup of coffee?
That was one thing I was really hoping when they closed down Mummy that they would. Although they probably did it so they would keep everybody from putting cups of coffee just in front of the attraction
as a tribute.
Protest.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Brendan Fraser's in The Mummy, an amazing film from 1998.
1999. Yep.
And then the attraction, and at the end of the attraction, he wants coffee and he likes it. So I think the end of the line may be right here. Yeah, it looks like it's right about here.
I'd like to add, it's the end of the line right now, still 90 minutes before the show starts. Granted, there are a few through the night, so people will be lining up for sure. But, all right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. You can go find something warm. Apparently, there's a traffic stop happening behind you.
Yes. Some
I forget
clown
is it
lost.
Sergio?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, later on tonight, be sure to tune in for Who's the Boss Live with our very own Mike Celestino recording his podcast live on YouTube on the Laughing Place YouTube channel.
And tomorrow morning, we will be doing a live stream from Disney's Hollywood Studios at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern.
Will we?
Think so.
All right. That might be me again. Actually, no, it won't because I'm starting later in the day.
It will be interesting to see who it is.
Good luck to see who that is.
Yep.
And then later this weekend, all the standard Disney Trivia Live, etc., etc. Be sure to like, subscribe, or ring that bell, get notified whenever we go live with content like this from EPCOT for the International Festival of the Holidays. International Film Festival of the Holidays. And as Jeremiah gets in line for Brendan Fraser. So long, everybody.
Goodbye.